Want to go deeper with Lobbing Scorchers? You know, scratch under the surface, get down even dirtier than we already get? Become a YouTube member. Sometimes things just get a little too spicy, a little too weird, and a little too loose for the general public. And you know, the people to see that are YouTube members. We're talking about exclusive bonus videos, the podcast after show, exclusive written content, and little bits and pieces of information before the unwashed masses know about it. As a member, you not only get access to all of this amazing content, you get a badge next to your name and a slew of amazing emotes to use, not only in our live stream chat, but also in our comments section. And yes, we do have an emote for Jesus Ferreira, Go Snack, and Paul Rothrock. This is the best way to help keep us independent and keep us building out this crazy YouTube brand that we call Lobbing Scorchers. Hit the join button down below or hit the link in the top of our description if you're on mobile to join the ranks and become a Lobbing Scorchers YouTube member.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome in to tonight's Postmatch Live. I'm here at Lumen Field, where the Seattle Sounders did not blow a lead at home. They beat Real Salt Lake 1-0, their second straight 1-0 victory at Lumen Field, coming off last weekend's 1-0 victory at Lumen Field over the Portland Timbies. We're going to be reacting. I'm going to be taking some calls and hanging out for hopefully about an hour or so. So buckle in. We got a lot to talk about. I'll start by just giving my takes on the match, and then I'll drop this call link in, and any and all are welcome to come on and lay down some takes. Please like the video. Please sub to the channel if you have not done those two things. Where to start? Where do you guys want to start? Was that the prettiest win that I've ever seen? No, it was not. No, it was not. But they did not blow the lead. They tried to blow the lead. They tried to blow the lead. I kind of can't believe they didn't blow the lead. It's 1-0 in the, whatever it was, 85th, 8th minute. Real Salt Lake looks like they score the equalizer. And when they scored that would-be equalizer, I'm not going to lie, the prevailing emotion I was feeling was not shock or surprise. That is the exact type of scenario that we've seen play out a lot at home this year, and also particularly in recent weeks. VAR to the rescue, baby. I actually haven't seen the call yet. Or the replay of it, but I'm sure it was the correct call. Great call. Love that call. I mean, you could call it getting bailed out. But, you know, if he's offside, he's offside. I think there's a couple lenses to look at this through. On one hand, it was not a very pretty victory. The second half wasn't that good. Arguably got bailed out by VAR. On the other hand, you were missing 27 guys. So really, it is a win type of scenario. And especially with all the blown leads that we've seen this year, especially recently, I mean, I'll take preserving one of them however they can. But let's talk about the lineup, actually, because I think, you know, that was the most interesting talking point going into this game. How were they going to line it up with all these absences? Could we see a left back Rothrock? Could we see some Tacoma Defiance cameos? It looked like we did see left back Rothrock a little bit late in the game after they made some subs. But you had Peter Kingston out there. Pete. This is a pro Pete pod. Everyone knows that. So it's good to see those guys get out there. But I mean, that's what we're talking about with the depth chart for this game. But I mean, if you looked at the starting 11, it wasn't that novelty of a starting 11. It really wasn't. You had J Bell out there, and you had the Danny Leyva JP double pivot, which that's not a novelty. But they haven't ran that much this year, realistically. So it was anyone's guess as to how that was going to go. And I actually thought this game started off really well. I thought the start of the match looked exactly how you would want it to look like. I thought the press looked a lot better to start the match. Real Salt Lake was given a lot of space in behind. Seattle was taking it. They were racking up the XG. They had over like 2 XG at the half. So that was great. But then really it felt like it kind of turned after Seattle got a penalty on VAR, which I don't know how that didn't get called on the field. It's about as stone cold as it gets. But Seattle wins the penalty. They have a penalty that could put them up 2-0. And really, I think the frustrating thing about this is if you just convert that penalty, game's not dusted. They could still blow the lead. It could still happen. But it feels like it would have made it a lot less likely if you could have put the second goal away there. So, I think it was an interesting decision. Who's going to take the penalty, right? I figured it would be Jesus Ferreira. He did the little fake out like he was going to take it. Then he gave the ball to Jordan Morris. Was it the right call to have Jordan Morris take that penalty? I think the logic behind that is, he's just coming back from injury. He's still working his way back into the mix. You got a penalty that's lower. It's not like it's the 88th minute tied 1-1 and the game's on the line. It's like a relatively low stakes penalty compared to a scenario like that. Let's get the number 9. Let's get the DP number 9 going. Get a little confidence working. Get him a penalty kick. And see if it can help him build some momentum going into the playoffs. I get the idea. I think the risk you run there is, what if he misses or it gets saved? You run the risk of it being not good for his confidence, right? So that reminds me, actually, I do have to pull up the presser. So give me 1 second here, guys. I'm going to pull this up. And we'll play that when it gets started. It shouldn't be too long here. But I didn't have it pulled up yet, so I'm going to pull it up right now. Sorry about the tech. There's no Noah tonight, folks. He's sick. So it's me running the ship solo, which was, as we all know, can be a challenge. But I'm getting it pulled up right here. We'll see what Schmetz has to say about this 1-0 win over Real Salt Lake. Okay. Oh, whoops. Did not mean to show that yet. I'll pull that up as soon as it started. But yeah, should Jordan have been the one taking that penalty? It's easy to second guess after it got saved. I get why. I'm sure Schmetz is going to get asked about that, and I think he's going to say exactly that, take the opportunity to get him going. With the benefit of hindsight, would I have liked to see Jesus Ferreira take that penalty? Yeah. But I think the way it played out after that was still pretty frustrating because it felt like you had them on the ropes for most of that first half, right? And the longer it stayed 1-0, the more it kind of felt like, okay, I feel like I've seen this movie too many times lately. You have the lead at home. You don't take your chances to dust the match and put it away. You let the other team hang around. And then that equalizer, it just, especially with how many times it's happened this year, it gets in your head. It starts to feel inevitable. When Johnny Russell subbed in, first of all, my first reaction to that was, okay, that if there's anyone who's going to score the equalizer, it's probably that absolute menace to society. And when they gave away an ill-advised set piece just outside the penalty area and Johnny Russell was standing over it, I wasn't having fun. I don't know about you guys. I was pretty sure they were going to score right there. They actually didn't score. That wasn't the one that they scored. But it was still just the principle of it, giving away that set piece at that point in the game. With how it's been going lately, it's not necessarily what you want to see. RSL does eventually look like they score their equalizer. but bailed out by VAR. Yeah. All right. Looks like we got the presser going. Oh, no, we don't. False alarm. Brian Schmetzer should be up in just a few minutes here. And okay, here we go. All right, he's not in there yet, actually, but the feed is up. Schmetz should be in there shortly. I'll pull that up as soon as he's in there. So we're just killing time until then. How are you feeling, chat? How are you feeling? I mean, it's a second straight win. Does it have the vibe of 2 straight wins? Not really, but I mean, we shouldn't be too negative. That is a win, and I do think they played genuinely well to start the game. So that's something. That's progress from really how they had been looking since Leagues Cup. So while it was not a particularly great second half, and there's this kind of feeling of they got lucky, fortunate, it is still a win. I don't think the result of this game, no matter what it was, means a heck of a lot. It feels like the standings are pretty much, they are what they are. Seattle's got 5th lockdown. So it's much more about playing good footy, playing how you know you can play, and getting rolling before the playoffs. I don't know if they exactly did that, but a win does help. Stu Hawks got minutes. That was awesome. And he made some plays out there too. He did well. That was good. I thought it was pretty fun to see Pete out there, Pete Kingston. A little Pete Kingston cameo. Antino Lopez, who I've not watched play all that much, but he got out there. That is it was deep on the depth chart to close the thing out. That's one thing I was worried about in the second half was like, all right, I mean, is JP 90 fit? Probably not. JP looked good, though. Didn't JP look pretty good? I thought he looked pretty good. I think that's the closest he's looked to normal JP. So that's good. That's good to have in case you need it in the playoffs, which you very well might. But, I was thinking, what happens if JP has to sub off here? What if he has to sub off? What are you going to do? And it's the formation and the tactics and everything, once they started making the subs, felt like it was sort of just anyone's guess as to what was going on. It's not like, how often is the first team training with Pete and Tino Lopez in there? They train with them, but it's just not it's not the normal group. Let's say that. So I thought the JP Danny Leva double pivot, it was sort of like the whole team. It started off really well, and it didn't really sustain. So I still think they're kind of in the situation where they're chasing that level that we saw in Leagues Cup. And I would not say this is a game where this game or the Portland game, I wouldn't say either of these games are games where they fully recaptured it, but they did win both the games. And I mentioned this on one of our last shows, but come playoff time, that is these are the types of games that you need to win. You're going to be playing better teams than Real Salt Lake. You're going to be playing better teams than the Portland Timbies. But if you can play up to that competition and know that you have the ability to dig deep, not blow a lead, but doesn't it kind of feels like they blew the lead even though they didn't blow the lead, I guess. Maybe that's why the vibes aren't how they would normally be after a win. I'll have to watch that replay again. But anyway, here's Schmetz, adding him to the stage right now. Let me know.
Always, we'll start with questions here in the room for tonight's post-match press conference. If you're on Zoom and have an inquiry, please go ahead, hit that raised hand function button for us so we can get to your question. We'll start over on this side of the room with Jeremiah O'Shan. Mike is coming over your right shoulder.
Congratulations on the win. How important was it just to get this result, especially given the shorthanded nature of the roster and sort of just to be able to close out the home schedule with with a win, whether it was 1-0 or not?
All of the games at home are critical. You can't be successful in MLS without winning your home games. We've got 10 wins at home, only one loss. And so there's only one other team that has 10 wins at home. It's Vancouver, but they've got 2 losses at their place. So there's something you guys can write about, something positive about our home form, because there was a time when our home form kind of dipped a little bit. And so this year, credit to them. The other thing I didn't know, Jeremiah, was Corky Truan, who's been a great photographer in the Seattle area. He does Seahawks, he does Sounder games. I've known him for 50 years. He puts up photo montages of all of our wins, and he starts at this end of the locker room. And this year, for the first time, we went all the way around to the opposite corner. And by his count, because I didn't verify it, but he puts up a montage only if we win, not if it's a draw or a loss, but there's 22 photos up on the wall in that locker room. Pretty darn good. There's another positive thing that we can write about.
Unverified, but we're checking into it.
Okay, well, it's
Sounds
quirky.
interesting.
It's quirky. It's quirky. No, it's anyway.
Quirky stat.
Yeah, anyway.
To be verified.
So it's great to take care of business at home against an RSL team that, again, desperate to win. They needed to win this game. And, I say this all the time, next man up. Jeremiah, you talked about it already. I saw your articles. I mean, that's one of the calling cards of this club. Guys step up and do what they're supposed to do. Not just in the best of times when you're winning 3-0, things are easy and bring guys on, but in hard games, JP hasn't played in I don't know how long, gutted out 60 minutes. I got on the opposite end of that spectrum, Peter Kingston making his debut. I've got Steph, 350 game appearances for the club. We've got young leaders stepping up, Pedro, Jesus, Jordan Morris, Jackson, Alex. You got guys, Jonathan Bell, Danny Leyva. I mean, everybody on this squad has pitched in at some point in time over the course of this year. So I appreciate them very much.
All right, Jade, over to you.
And also congratulations on the win. Does that, what you're saying, kind of give you a little bit more confidence than as far as the likelihood to make a long run in the postseason?
Sure. I don't think many people want to play us. Look, I think in the Western Conference, there's a lot of good teams. I mean, Vancouver came back and won tonight. LAFC's on fire. San Diego's had a great year. Minnesota's had an exceptional year. So it's a dogfight. It's a dogfight. I mean, it's gonna be hard whoever we match up against. And I got plenty of confidence in our team. We've been in a lot of big games this year. Some of that experience is gonna, make us better in the playoffs.
And then what did you think of the celebration for the goal? Did you see
the Mariners thing? I loved it. I mean, go Mariners, go M's. Good luck.
All right, we'll come over to the side of the room to Nico Moreno. Coming to you, Nico.
Hey, Coach, congratulations on the win. How important was it to get Stu in and get him that many minutes, knowing that, the center back position is a little bit, under hurt right now?
Well, with Stewie, it was just, again, next man up. He'd been injured for an extended period of time. There was a minute restriction on him, but 30 minutes was about all he was eligible to play. And so the way the game shook out and JP, taking those extra 15 minutes in the second half, he did a great job there. So, there you go, Stewie. Here's your chance.
Nobody knows Jordan Morris as well as you do. that moment of the PK, was that his decision? Was that your decision? And, how did he deal with that miss afterwards?
Well, look, the players make the decisions on the penalty kicks on the field. I obviously give them some guidance. They know the guys that I'd like to take it. But look, Jordan, for his confidence, wanted to score. And I have zero problem with that. Him stepping up. It's unfortunate that he didn't score. And you can tell, look, he wears his emotions on his sleeve. He had his head down for a little bit. But what you guys can do when you rewatch the game is you take a look at some of the stuff that the kid did down on this direction of the field, some of his defending, getting back, making sacrifices for the team. His running in behind tonight, again, was a step forward for me. He got into some dangerous positions that we didn't pass him the ball. So his ability to make one movement and then another one and then another one, so I thought he did some good stuff. But obviously missing the penalty kick, yeah, he's going to be disappointed.
Before we go to George, it is looking like the Corky Truin speculative stat is close to confirmation here. 14 wins in the league, 6 in Leagues Cup, 2 in CONCACAF. Nearing 100% confirmation.
Okay.
So credit to
Right.
Corky. We'll go to George next.
Coach, if you could speak a little bit about Alex Roldan, because I think sometimes he's underappreciated and underrated.
Not by me.
Yes, but like
Are you saying fans don't appreciate him or you?
I appreciate him a lot. but,
Okay.
I think the fact that he has played as a center back, normally plays right back. Today he had to step up into midfield, but he was a player that was out of the club and had to fight his way back into the club at a different position. So,
Alex
and I mean,
is-
he also played as a goalkeeper. So,
Yeah.
he's-
Alex has been a tremendous asset to this club for just the reasons that you pointed out, George. He's played multiple positions. He's played them well. Okay, the goalkeeping one will just go into the book of all the things that Sounders have accomplished. But Alex, again, veteran guy, part of this group for a long time, understood the role. I gave him a little hint that he might be pushing up in midfield prior to the game, just having that conversation with him. And you know what he tells me? He says, "Sure, coach, I'll do whatever it takes." And that's the kind of attitude you love to hear.
All right, we'll go to Zoom next. Felipe Makeda, go ahead and ask your question, please.
Thank you. Coach Brian, my question is to you, how important is the player development program that the Sounders have? Today you got 3 players from Tacoma Defiance. You got these players that have already experience, like Peter Kingston, the Seattle U, UW, Ballard FC, Tacoma Defiance. How important is that program for the organization, for the team?
It's very important, Felipe, Wade, Danny, Wade and Henry and everybody, all the coaches that work in the academy, at Defiance, Mikey Morris, all those guys. We've had Danny Lavo, Bed Vargas, Jackson, Paul's played at Defiance. I mean, the list goes on and on. So it's critical because we've developed a lot of talent, Felipe.
All right, we'll swing back to this side of the room and go over to Diego next. Esta noche en inglés. Okay.
Buenas noches. Felicitaciones por el triunfo y por
you.
la campaña. Sobre la base de los últimos partidos donde se ha ganado por lo mínimo, ¿piensa hacer algunos cambios tanto en lo táctico y también con algunos jugadores?
Congrats on the win tonight and on the campaign of this year. Taking in consideration the last few games, the wins have been by a relatively minimal difference. Are you planning, based on that, to make some changes either on the tactical or on the players?
I mean, I don't know how to answer that. I mean, any win at this time of year is a good win. I think we caught RSL by surprise because we actually played in a back line of 5 in that first 30 minutes of the game. And that's, credit to the coaches. They did a great job of giving the information to the players, and the players knew exactly what we wanted to do. And so they deserve a lot of credit. I'm not going to make wholesale changes. The team knows who they are. I know who the players are, how they fit together. So I think we've done pretty good this year.
En realidad no sé muy bien cómo cómo responder esa pregunta. Yo pienso que cualquier triunfo es un buen resultado. Y en realidad en el partido de hoy creo que sorprendimos a Real Salt Lake con una línea de 5. Los coaches informaron muy bien a los jugadores de cuál era la estrategia que queríamos implementar y ellos ejecutaron perfectamente. No estoy pensando realmente hacer mayores cambios en la alineación en los siguientes partidos. Los jugadores saben cuál es la función que deben de cumplir y qué es lo que deben de hacer, y estoy bastante satisfecho con el rendimiento del equipo.
De nada.
All right, time for a few follow-ups here. We'll start with Jada's.
Brian, when they were able to get that goal in the 89th minute, what was kind of your thought process at that time before it was waved off?
I mean, the foul, maybe we shouldn't have tried to give that up. The defending was very excellent on that play. They kept the high line. That's why he was offsides. And that's something that Andy Rose and Rodrigo, they work on the set pieces, both attacking and defending. And so we've been working on that the last couple of weeks because set pieces in the playoffs are very important. So I was very proud of the fact that we kept a high line and they called them offside.
With the with all of the changes that you did have in the injuries, are things like the fouls late and just the missed goals, are those things slightly excusable because of a lot of the changes, or is there any kind of do you think you'll be critical at all of the result because you could have had more goals?
I'm not going to be critical of the result. I don't know if you guys are, but I'm very happy. I mean, the guys that stepped on the field tonight did an outstanding job. 2.29 expected goals. This is again coming from some stats bomb website somewhere. 55% possession. I'll double check to make sure that the duels total went in our favor because that's my favorite stat, Jada. But there were a lot of good things. Again, that first 30 minutes of the game, I thought we were on top of them.
All right, we'll go Jeremiah, then Nico, and we'll call it a day.
You know, see, 50, or you're going to finish fifth, which is the lowest that you finished outside of 2022. But does it feel like, I mean, does it feel better than that just because of everything you guys have gone through this year? You've already won a trophy. You had Champions League, you had Club World Cup, you've had all these games. I mean, does it feel, I guess, does that make it feel a little different than finishing fifth?
No, obviously we would have loved to finish in the top 4. But again, the West this year, there's some really good teams in the West. So credit to San Diego, credit to Vancouver for changing, credit for LAFC for coming on strong at the end. It's a tough division. So yes, we would have loved to have been up there, but fifth is going to be fine. We'll have to deal with, best of 3 and then some single elimination games, and that's just MLS. That's the playoffs.
Nico.
Brian, he kind of went a little bit into my question, but in a similar sense, how proud are you that you've kind of turned this team to be, so big on the volume of chances and so on the front foot? It feels like XG wise, it just offensively, this team is as good as it's been in a very long time. Even today, with a lot of changes, like you said, those first 35, 40 minutes, it seemed like the team had all the intensity, all the offense in the world.
Been trying to do that my whole coaching career. Coaches deserve a lot of credit. The guys in there, Brecky's done a great job getting those guys to understand certain concepts. I think our possession play from Jackson here, starting through the midfield, playing through the middle, There's a lot of different reasons for that. 38 goals at home, new Sounder record. There's a lot of small reasons for it. Danny Masowski's banner year. I mean, I guess closing, I would only say this because none of you guys asked me about the banner drop. Shame on you guys.
It's gonna be.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
It really was.
Oh, okay. Oh, I believe you. Oh, I believe you. Okay, so I mean, yeah, the season has been a very good one in many different ways. It's not over yet because look, this is MLS and this is Seattle. There's high expectations. We want to make a deep run into the playoffs. But that banner drop was well deserved to the players, to the fans that showed up, 69,000 to watch us beat Lionel Messi. And by the way, Miami's a good team. You watch them tonight; they're a really good team over on the East. So we were able to accomplish a lot of things. The banner drop tonight, the win tonight was great. I think there's a lot of joy in that locker room right now.
Since you talked about the banner already, can I just ask you about Danny Leyva? And just like
questions we doing here.
well, I didn't ask it. He commented it himself. Just about Danny Leyva, and he's been a guy that's been
Great.
trying to, he's
Great.
been working for minutes. Today he gets a start. He's one of the lead guys in the
He
midfield.
was really good. Danny Leyva was really good too. Thanks, everybody.
Thanks all. We'll see you in the locker room.
All right, there you have it from Brian Schmetzer. Look what the sick
Chat,
dragged.
I'm
in,
under
man.
the weather.
Looking,
Chat, I'm not doing well.
looking.
I'm
rough,
not doing well.
Looking
Yeah.
rough, but I mean, aside from your physical condition, I'm running double duty, so I'll
Yeah.
let you cook for a second here. How are you feeling, Noah? After another 1-0 victory, this time over Real Salt Lake at Lumen Field. What did you think? Floor is yours.
Yeah, no, I like what MG has to say here. One of the weirder pressers. That was an interesting
That was
presser.
an interesting vibe, especially at the end.
And that's what happens when I'm not at the stadium, chat. This is what happens when I'm not there to lob softballs at Schmetz and for him to bully me instead of Nico. Then Nico gets anyway. Let's talk about the soccer game that happened. Wow, I really do sound terrible. I apologize in advance, chat. But I honestly, this could have gotten so much worse. I thought that honestly, the lineup that they fielded was pretty strong, considering all of the absences and all of that. And this is the type of game where all of this depth that we've been talking about all season comes to fruition. And it's like you can grind out a game against RSL, secure your 5th place spot, and basically just know who you're going to be playing. We're going to Minnesota, chat. We're getting in the car. We're driving to Minnesota, most likely, right? Like, I don't think there's anyone, unless LAFC like fumbles super bad. I feel like that's what's going to happen, or Austin. I don't even know. I don't know the numbers on that. But I thought that JP had a really good game. I wanted to highlight that because I've been super critical on JP this season. I've been saying that, he has lost a step. He has not been good. And I do think that that's true. Like, I'll stick with what I said. Like, I think there's been times when he has not looked good at all. And that was not tonight. I thought he played a lights out 60-minute performance. I mean, the guy had 86% passing. He had a shot. He had 4 of 8 long balls. I mean, he was dealing in the midfield. He wasn't Christian Roldan, but like he was playing a really good role and getting back defensively and helping out. And I thought he played really well. So I got to give my flowers when I talk shit. That's who I am.
Yeah, no, I think it's a good shout. I shouted him out as well, but I think that's an important development just because you need all hands on deck in the playoffs. JP has obviously been out of commission for most of the year, and I think you're right. This was the closest that he's looked to like the peak version of JP, I think, in a while. He was active. He was spraying passes around. He was good in possession. He was hounding guys on defense. So that was good. What did you think of the JP Danny Leva or the Danny Leva double pivot in general, and then I'll drop this call link in the chat right now, and you guys can sign on and lay down some takes.
Yeah, the JP Leva double pivot was, I don't think, that successful. I thought Leva got dispossessed quite a few times in the midfield. I don't think he was bad. I don't think he played poorly. I just think that he was. It's clearly not his strongest game, and he hasn't had that many minutes. But with that said, I mean, he was creating opportunities. He was dealing. He was passing. And I don't know. They didn't concede a goal, so I guess I can't really complain about that.
Two clean sheets in a row.
0 red cards, Ari. 0 red
Zero
cards.
red cards.
Too.
Zero red cards tonight. One red card across the 2 games, but
Glad should have had a red card.
All 11 men at the end of this game were still on the field, and that's a milestone moment.
Yeah, I also want to talk. I saw some people talking shit on Jesus Ferreira, which, like, of course they were. That's just like classic. And like
I thought he was actively good.
That's what I was gonna say. That's exactly what I was gonna say. Someone said like, "Oh, he only did one thing. He only made that one, through ball pass or whatever." I'm like, bro, no. Like, if you can't sit here and watch the game, I don't really know. I don't really know what to say. So, and Jake asks, what's the difference between bad and whatever Noah just said? I think you have to put into context the game, right? Like, Danny Leva's filling in for a position that's like effectively he's like sitting, like he's not even, that's not even his position to have. He's got like a 16-year-old kid who's in front of him. Like, he's very clearly a more attacking minded player who probably performs much better in the 10 role. And so I think under the circumstances, you have to give him credit for, one, like I said, like, he was making passes, he was making plays. He does bring that attacking energy. And, I don't know, like there's a difference between being bad and playing to your circumstances. And let's talk about playing to our circumstances. Listen, I know that Pedro de la Vega was incredible. We know the whole story. He was awesome. But what I will say, my personal man of the match, Alex Roldan.
I hadn't talked about this yet. Yeah.
You can put him anywhere on the goddamn field. You could put him at the 9. You could put him at the 8. You can put him at a wing back. You can put him at a center back. You can put him in the goal. You can put him at the 10. It doesn't matter. This guy will do it. He'll do it. He'll do it, and he'll do it
center
well.
back tonight. He's
played
playing
CB.
center back.
He was lights out
again, and he was fine. Yeah, he was good. Yeah,
he was actively good, and then moves up to that defensive midfield position and plays well again. I don't understand. I've been saying this all season. The most underrated player on this entire roster.
You have been on
Alex Roldan, and I am. And as Brian Schmetzer said, he said, "Well, I don't underrate him. Neither do I, Brian. Neither do I, Brian. Let's keep it 100 here." I wanted to ask you this, and then honestly, I feel like I'm gonna die. This light is giving me a migraine.
Yeah, no, you're good. You're good.
But I wanted to ask you.
Yeah.
Should Morris have taken that penalty? Were you happy with that, or who would you have liked to have seen take it in the instead?
Yeah, I was talking about it at the beginning of the stream a little bit, but I think it is the most kind of interesting thing that happened in this game. It's a good little coaching debate on what you do there when there's no obvious go-to guy on the field. And I do think that Schmetz has kind of said, I think he said in the presser, he kind of lets the players sort that out among themselves. I understand why they did it. He's just working his way back. He's not fully fit yet. He's had a couple of like good chances that he hasn't finished. So getting a penalty when you're already up 1-0 at home, it is a defensible opportunity to let him take it. Hopefully he makes it and get it going. But I mean, what I was saying was the risk you run is that if he gets it saved, it could have like the opposite effect.
Yeah.
So hopefully that's not the case. And now that I know that he got it saved, I would have rather Ferreira taken it. Yeah. I would rather have Ferreira taken it, honestly, for the simple reason that I feel like Ferreira he does not have the goal total that he deserves based on like how he's played this year and the chances that he's had. And it's like he's had goals that he should have scored that got waved off that were not his fault at all. These are like situations where it's not even him who's offside. It's the other guy who's offside, and he does the right thing, scores the goal, gets disallowed. He's had that happen 2 or 3 times this year. He's also smashed a couple off the post. Realistically, like I really think he's played well enough to have closer to 10 goals this year than the 5 that he does have. So I would have liked him to take it to like just get him one as like as reward for that. But as for like Jordan taking it, I get why they did that. It just didn't work out.
I mean, and Cabral is insane. Like for people who don't know, this guy's saved like 50% of the penalties that he's faced this season. He's like insane. He's just good at one thing, and that's saving penalties. And that's
he's pretty
like,
reckless too. He plays like he's like the whoever that Liga Meki's goalkeeper was that was playing like way off. Yeah.
I have too much snot in my brain to remember, but yeah.
Got a little bit of that guy to him, but
yeah. Honestly, okay, listen. I'm gonna give you an alternative take on who I think should have taken it. And maybe this is gonna be surprising to some people.
I think I know who you're gonna say.
Alex Roldan.
Oh, okay. I was
Alex
gonna say
Alex Roldan is a rocket. Dude, he's a great penalty taker. We've seen him take penalties in the past. I think he's great. And that doesn't
Rhombus, sign back in. We were about to get
Rhombus, we need you. We need you.
Wait, no,
I can stick around until someone comes around.
I'm gonna drop the link in again, and then
I'll pin it.
Alex is a good shout. He kind of, I think you could argue that he earned that with the Leagues Cup final PK.
That's what I'm saying.
All right, there we go. We got Rhombus back in. Let's bring him in right now. No, do you want to? Are you good to hang around
for a minute? I'll stick around for a minute.
Rhombus,
my health is secondary to content always.
Rhombus is on the stage. No one else is in the queue behind that. So if anyone else wants to tap in, feel free. It's actively encouraged because I am running double duty. Rhombus, what's up? How are you feeling? 1-0 win over Real Salt Lake. What did you think?
I'm wet. That's how I'm feeling. Noah, you look fine. Yo, I just bought your salsa, and your faces are on the salsa.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you're done up like Wall Street Journal style on that.
I drew those.
Yeah. It looks like it looks a little like the the sketches they make of like fugitives when they don't have. Well, it's a little bit of those vibes, but
yeah, you got milk carton vibes. Yeah, exactly. Post office wanted sign vibes. Anyways, no, if Brian wasn't lying and the players made the decision for Jordan, I'm not going to argue with that. I'm not. Like, why second guess that after the fact? Yeah, that was a brutal second half. But I'm feeling pretty good. Clean sheet.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm just gonna stand here for like I don't know what's going on with the rules here on officiating. I don't like this whole ruling offside like minutes after the fact. You see it, you flag it. And like if you don't see it, you don't flag it and you let play. Like if you're going to decide to let the play go, then you let the play go. You don't do it minutes later. I mean, like what was it? Ferreira got like 3 of his goals disallowed during the Leagues Cup tournament. I don't like that. I don't think that's helpful. I don't think that's a positive change. Just stop with that.
I'm going to build on that. I'm going to build on that because I'm a part of that agenda. Honestly, I do hate the like woke new offsides rules where they're like, oh, we'll just let them play. We'll figure it out later. We don't actually have to worry about it. Do you remember?
Well, it's okay. Can I just point? Okay. All right.
Let me. You'll see. You don't want to argue against this one.
All right.
Do you remember how one of the best Sounders players to ever play 3 games in a row got injured? Mr. Ryan Kent. Do you remember how he got injured, Ari?
No.
Sprinting in, blasting a cross in for an assist, and then they scored, right? What if he had been making that run, but he was offside? And so they flag it, right? They don't score that. And he could have like slowed down and not torn his ACL or whatever. I don't really know what happened to him. But I'm just saying, if we're going to talk about conspiracy theories here, I'm here to add in my own that we've got to protect our players. This is not protecting our players.
That is not where I was expecting that take to go. No, I mean,
What's your opinion on that?
Well, I share the frustration when watching it sometimes, but the reason they do that is because it makes it, if you get the call wrong, it gives you a mechanism to make sure that like it allows you to go back and correct it. Whereas if you put that flag up and like right when you see it and it's the wrong call, then you get goals that are erroneously waved off, which I think is why they made that change. And I have seen it where it actually like they let it play and then they do it afterwards, and then it turns out that the guy wasn't offside, and then it's a good goal. So I think it does help them call that more accurately. I do think sometimes they go like pretty far with it. Like it go like the play is going for like 5 minutes, like you said, and that's when it gets like tilting to watch and the players are all pissed off. But like as for the reasoning behind why they do it, I do think that I have seen it like help them get like goals stand that would have been waved off that shouldn't be waved off.
Okay, so my goalpost moving is that, like I've mentioned this before on this podcast, clear and obvious has real problems here, like VAR taking minutes on this shit. Oop.
No, you're good.
Still with me?
I think it's all
Okay.
right. Yeah, you're good.
Okay. So like clear and obvious, and like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. I just think that they should put the flag up and let the head referee just make the decision, play on or not. I don't know. Just put up the flag. Like
let me fence it. I feel like the problem here truly is that referees are too scared nowadays to make an actual decision, and so they would rather just let things play on than actually make a call. How do you not call that a penalty on Jordan Morris on the field? Either you are a really bad official or you're just simply leaving it up to the VAR. And at that point, I'm sorry, why do we even have an official on the field to begin with? Just make it all computer. Just make it all computer at this point. Because, like, you've got to have some... This is very random. Again, we are going on a random tangent, but I love this. I like a little bit of dice roll. I like getting a call that we shouldn't have gotten. I like not getting a call that we shouldn't have. That's soccer. That's the randomness of it.
This is where I diverge.
It's all computer.
You got to I understand the
T20 roll
argument of it, but like you got it.
You should have to roll a 20-sided die to determine the outcome.
before the VAR era and before like these mechanisms that they had, this would have been a tie game tonight on a wrong call.
Maybe they call it off, or maybe they raise their flag because they're not cowardly.
Assuming the same situation, it would have been the wrong result.
At least this one was quick, right? Like we've seen some VAR calls that take minutes. And just like if it takes minutes, that's not clear and obvious.
Well, that's a whole other can of worms. Yeah,
that's a whole other can of worms. At least this one was quick.
On Jordan tonight, you literally look at that one time for 5 seconds, and that is it. Like the fact it didn't take him that long, to be fair. Like, but it still took him too long. That is like you don't need to look at that twice. You really don't.
My God, LA Galaxy, they just won. They just beat FC Dallas.
Oh, well, they were been up a man for like the entire game, so I would hope so.
So who's going to win the spoon? Is it Atlanta?
I think it's still Galaxy. Let's see. Table. We're looking. Yeah, it's still Galaxy. Oh, no, it's DC United right now. DC United. Wow. Brutal.
Is it going to come down to decision day? Who's going to win this?
Let's go. Chat, we're spooning on decision day.
Spoon watch.
I will be hate watching the LA Galaxy against Minnesota. Well, oh no, wait. It literally is. The last match of the season is between Atlanta and DC. That's the decision day matchup. And those are the
Oh,
two
shit.
battling it out for the spoon.
That's fire. I'm going to be locked in on that.
Conspiracy theory. They knew about this. They should move it to Sunday Night Soccer, flex the game. This is the biggest.
Let the rest of the
matchup.
league just watch them duel for the spoon.
Yes.
Oh man, I'm in for that. Let's have a watch party.
I'm going to be watching that game like a hawk.
Watch party.
Yeah.
You already
Spoon.
know.
Exactly.
We're going for the later. No, it's fine. You got somebody in the queue?
Yeah.
Last takes that you wanted to get out there about this game or the playoffs or anything?
I'm glad we won. I'm glad we got another clean sheet. But we got one more game, right? Let's win that and get another clean sheet. Let's just finish this. Let's get we're playing for vibes, right? You said it before. We're playing for vibes at this point.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, and the vibes are good. I care about defense. That's it. We've done it. Let's do one more. That's all.
Double clean sheet.
Double clean
See you
sheet.
later,
Let's make it
Rhombus.
3.
Stay dry. Stay dry. Get a towel
dry,
or
Rhombus.
something.
Thanks for the call. All right.
All right.
We got Tribe up next. Let's get him to the stage right now.
What's
Tribe.
good?
What's up?
you guys hear me?
Are you less dry or more dry?
I am a little bit less dry. I was swimming in the Pacific Ocean at Westport in like 50-degree water, so I'm pretty cold and
Okay,
not
cold
very
plunge.
dry. I don't know if my internet's too good here. Can you guys see me well and hear me well?
Yeah, no, you're
Yeah, you
coming
look
through
good.
for me.
Well, shout out to T-Mobile. Let's go.
Hey.
I am a little bit disappointed with the final attacking play to finish off our attacks. Within the first 10 minutes, we should have had probably 3 goals. I mean, the Morris penalty, it wasn't that good of a penalty because you can't put it that height for a keeper. Because as a keeper myself, if I'm diving that way, I'm saving it 10 out of 10 times. It's such an
I
easy
need
height.
you in my pickup games, bro. We never have a keeper. Tuesday
Bet.
nights.
But overall, we did very, very good defensively. I was very, very proud of how Stephen Fry able to pick back up his form. A couple of shaky moments trying to handle the ball, like pat it down onto his feet, and then almost got away from him a couple times. But besides from that, he did very, very well. I think we did everything we could have, except for finish off the chances, because the scoreline definitely does not reflect on the game that we saw.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I posted something a little reactionary.
Go on.
On Blue Sky, which we've all done it. I said,
Yeah.
Danny Musovski, get his ass out of here next season. I don't want to see this guy back in a Sounders uniform next season. Thank you for your service. Thank you, fans. Make the post. I appreciate you. You have overachieved. You have proven me wrong. And also, we'll see you later, boss. How did you feel about Danny Musovski's performance? Ari looks like he's ready to defend. Maybe he should go first.
Well, I was just going to ask, is it the foul that he committed at the end there that got you that worked up, or was it more than that?
The last few performances, I think, have been less than stunning, and his continued just late game antics for no good reason. Like, brother, why are you fouling someone there? You're a striker. What are you doing? If Jordan Morris did that, people would be crashing out too. You know what I mean? I just I appreciate what he's done. I don't think he's a bad player. I don't. But it's like, we need to move away from the crash out red card boys. We need to move away. We need to have a new era. We need to have a new era.
My take on that is, I think of him as a third, he could be a third striker. I think of Jordan Morris as not the best striker either. As soon as Rui Diaz left, I wanted to sign someone as soon as Rui Diaz left, and our striker role has become so shallow that looking at Morris, he looks like the greatest striker that this team has ever seen. So I still want to sign a new striker. I don't think Musovski should leave, but I think Danny Musovski should be our third choice striker. We should sign someone up top and have Morris as a sub. As for Osaze, I want him to develop in the ranks a little bit more before he comes back on, because his finishing has been not the best. He should have had a lot more goals. Yeah, exactly. He scored when it mattered, but I'm sorry, I'm just shaking a little bit because it's really cold.
No, you're good, dude.
He's
Don't
he
freeze to
scored.
death on stream. That would be concerning for us.
Yeah. He's scored when it mattered, but again, you've seen against the LA Galaxy in the Leagues Cup semifinal 2 absolutely must score chances, and he's done that in MLS play as well a couple times. So I feel like Musovski should stay, but as a third choice striker, and we should sign someone for being ahead of Jordan Morris as well.
I'm on the path of what I think they're going to do too is sign a U22. They'll be the backup to Jordan, and then you'll have Dayro below that, and then you re-sign Moose and ship him off in the offseason, or you do his option and then ship him off.
I could see that, yeah.
I don't want to make this all about negative about him. Like, people are saying, oh yeah, the guy's leading the team in goals and he's the third option or should be sold. Like, he's only had minutes because of the roster situation. And
exactly.
I'm not saying that he's not a talented player. What I'm
he's
saying
way overperformed.
Yes, exactly. He was a great signing. He was a great signing, and he put this team on his shoulders. And that Leagues Cup, he should be so proud of that. And he is a good soccer player, but he's not a great soccer player. And I need a great soccer player as my 9.
In my view, he's a good USL player. I don't know if that's a little bit too much of a hot take, but
this is harsh. This is harsh.
How many goals would he have if they weren't just tap-ins? Let's be honest here. He never chips.
That's a skill, Tribe. That's a skill.
Yeah, but it's a skill that a center back can do.
Ooh.
Nah.
Yeah.
Being a poacher number 9 is they make it look easy, but an elite poacher number 9 is that's one of the most valuable assets you can have. I will say that I think there's something to what you guys are saying from the standpoint of it does feel like in this system with how it's been working, you can almost plug and play at the number 9 position. Doesn't matter who's played there this year. They've been racking goals. Osaze has been racking goals as well. And then also with the roster situation being what it is in the offseason, keeping everyone is going to be tough, and Moose's value is at an all-time high. And when your value is an all-time high, that is the ideal time to sell or trade, because you can get a lot of resources back for it. Someone is gonna pay Moose a lot more money than he is making here to to do the same. So I think,
and he deserves that.
Outside of any, he earned that,
that.
and I think outside of any of the other reasons, that's why like trading him in the offseason, there's a very strong argument that's just the smartest business roster management decision. So, and that would have been true no matter like if he crashed out or how he performed or how many more goals he gets or doesn't get. Like, that's just that is the situation that they're in with the player.
Exactly. The last thing I want to say before I physically have to go warm up before I die.
Yeah, please don't
probably. I'm not going to on stream, so you guys won't.
We need your subscription. We need your revenue, bro. We need that 10 cents. Okay, it's not really about your health.
I'm not getting you guys demonetized by violence on stream. Don't worry. But I do want to say, I feel like the main position we need right now is a new striker, because Morris has proven to be injured like 2/3 of half of the seasons. We don't have anyone as quality as Morris. And when Rui Diaz was up top, how many goals would he have scored this season if he was up top every single game, right? He would have probably been close to the Golden Boot leader alongside Messi, probably.
In his prime, for sure.
Yeah, we should splash some cash, and I think we should get a secondary keeper for when Fry retires, which might actually be next season. So I feel like we need another keeper to go underneath Thomas, and we need a new starting striker.
Tribe, get warm. Go get warm. I'm kicking you out. Thank you for calling in.
Appreciate you, Tribe.
Appreciate you, dude.
I love you guys. Thank you.
Love you too, brother. We'll see you soon.
Cheers. I got you.
I got one more call in me.
All right, you're good. Let's.
I got one more in me.
We got Nat and Jack And then Caleb in the queue, and then no one after that. So if anyone else wants to tap in, Noah's probably tapping out soon. I'll be here for a little while longer. So feel free to hit that link, or yeah, I think that's pinned, right?
Yeah, it's pinned.
Okay.
Sorry.
Sick. All right.
Sorry,
No, you're
I
good.
just logged off real quick.
You're chilling. Let's get Nat in here. Nat, you are on
Hello.
stage. How's it going? 1-0 victory over RSL. Second straight 1-0 win for the squad. What'd you think? How you feeling?
Yeah, first, I just I feel like the disrespect for Musovsky is crazy.
That was pointed.
Yes.
That was pointed.
Okay, listen, we double teamed Ari. It's
Yeah.
you guys' turn. You two double team me now.
I love I am a huge Morris defender, and I love Morris because he's done, and I will continue to say that Morris should start for us because of everything he's done in the playoffs. I'm really hoping that he turns on in the playoffs. But in the last 3 games and this season, the times that Schmetzer has chosen to move Musovsky, to not start Musovsky when he has scored constantly. The first time Morris came back was when Musovsky was on his incredible run of scoring in 5 consecutive games, and he started Morris then. And that I was like, okay, I'm a little shaky, but it's still Morris. But now I'm but seeing Morris in these 3 games, yes, Morris was better today, but especially with this penalty miss, it's harder and harder for me to keep being Morris needs to be there because Musovsky is getting the job done. And I do think Morris was better, and I feel so bad for Morris because he needs 1 goal and then more will come. I know that was frustrating. I thought Alex Rodon was taking that, but he was but it's clear the team is he needs a goal. So with that being said, we need Musa, Musovsky, I do think we've moved him back to the bench too soon. And brought Morris on we got to have Morris on the field, but it could have been, but I feel like it could have been handled better because Musovsky he's playing way better than Morris is now at the moment. Morris is more talented, but Musovsky is playing better than him.
Moose
leading the team in goals.
Yeah,
I see what you're saying about the crash out red card component of it. Yeah. I just think that's so far beyond just a Moose issue. He is one culprit, but there's it's not like he's.
I just think there's been so many times this season where he's just done stupid shit that doesn't need to be done. And I'm sorry, Jordan Morris is not that kind of player. He's not going to do that. When's the last time Jordan Morris got sent off? When's the last?
This is true. Yeah,
Moose got sent off one time.
Moose has a temper. He is a crash out. I love a crash out. I'm a crash out.
Yeah.
I'm a crash out. But the reality is I just don't think that it makes any sense roster wise. It's not that he hasn't put up an incredible performance and that he doesn't deserve X, Y, and Z. It's not about that. I think he's played really well, and I really appreciate what he's contributed to this team. But what I think is best for him and the team is that if they do that option and sell him somewhere, trade him somewhere, do something, get another piece, get some game, get whatever, you know what I mean? And
if I had to predict it, I think that's what they're going to do. It just makes too much sense.
Yeah.
It makes too much sense.
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel like he is looking for, he will get another interleague move. That seems like the right move because he should be starting for another MLS team who has strikers who are worse.
There's so many MLS teams who need exactly.
Yeah, because
famously he still has more goals than Latte Loth.
Oh, double.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's and Musa, and I really like Musovsky, but he's going. And it would be awesome to have him and De Rosario, but De Rosario is on the way up and Musovsky's on the way down. So I'm okay with us moving on from Musovski. And also I'd say like, yeah, he crashes out, but like I think it's better than like it's definitely better than Nuhu crash outs because Nuhu is losing it as like
I like how we have to
random
compare 'em.
fans. And when he crashes out, it's because the ref is absolutely terrible. Like the ref in the Leagues Cup game that he got it, that ref was absolutely terrible. The ref today was also not good. Like it felt like
Pretty
this
bad.
ref, like all the normal refs are on international duty as well. So we got this guy, and like he gave, I mean, Justin Glad got a yellow card for kicking the ball away, but he made a terrible tackle right before that. When Pedro de la Vega was breaking the other way, that was a tactical foul. That was not called. I agree with what you were saying about about like it felt like he was like the refs feel like they're afraid to call something because they're like, okay, VAR will just get to it because that penalty was super obvious and it took them way too long there.
What other game stuff? Do you have game specific?
The other thing that I was most excited for this game is so happy to see Peter Kingston get on the field. Another UW player. I feel like it is very possible that he has a Christian Rodon-esque arc to the team. Like, yes, he's still Defiance now. He might take a little bit longer to get to the first team, but he is so talented.
He was. I didn't know he could run like that.
Yeah, like he was
moving.
playing more of a winger position than I've seen him play before. I think of him more as being a central midfielder, but he was moving when he came on the field with Musovski. It was right after the Paul his goal got called back, but then we had another play on the break, and he was wide open on the right side. And very easily, like he almost had a first touch goal if it had reached him. And then also like later he had a cross into the box that it was a good cross. There's no one at the back post. I think people were kind of shocked that he kept the ball, but he has class and he's been very good for the Defiance this year. So very excited for him. Hopefully him and we get to see the other Battle FC players as well soon. But yeah, very happy that he got his debut today. And my other thoughts, just moving forward, I said before, I'm hoping that we get Jordan Morris, we get playoff Jordan Morris again. Like it feels very possible that even if he doesn't, we would like him to score first, but any playoff game like last year, he wasn't scoring that much towards the end of the year, and he gets the big goal against LAFC in that game. With everything, yes, Moose has more goals, but we still have to put Morris there because for some magical reason, he finishes in the playoffs. So I will still be supporting Morris and supporting Schmetzer and putting him there because he will score that magic goal against LAFC or Minnesota United. Who it is? Who do you guys prefer for this first round? Do you guys have a preference between LAFC or Minnesota United?
Minnesota.
Even though they beat us, even with them beating us twice this year. I mean,
because I think that second game, they did win, but I felt like Seattle had much more the right idea on how to play that weird ass team, and I feel like they almost had that game. They were playing it well. They had the better chances, and just in general, they figured out how to deal with those tactics better. And I feel like I would take a matchup against them in those circumstances more than a team like LAFC or Vancouver or San Diego who just have way more firepower.
Yeah, I am scared. I'm super scared of the Sun and Buanga duo right now. But if I would rather we play LAFC in the first round than we play them in a later round, so then we get multiple shots at them, and also we don't have to face going to extra time. I mean, I hate this format is terrible, but that could help us. Even though we have beaten them in extra time before, and we can do that again. But it would be interesting to see what the strategy would be. Like, could we go down to LA, win in penalties? I feel like that's what we would try to do in the first game, and then in the second, and then if we steal a win there, come back and win just like we did last year. But still, every game against LAFC is a coin flip for us in the same way it is for the Timbers. So that's still very scary.
Yeah, I mean, there's also an opportunity to play San Diego if they lose or draw, and then Minnesota win and LA win. So who knows? It's gonna come down to decision day.
Decision day is it's always lit, but it's gonna be lit.
Yeah, I mean we're gonna get some great playoff matchups in all of MLS. Like the fact that we might get to see Philadelphia Columbus in the first round is crazy. If I was a Philadelphia fan, I would be really annoyed, even with all of Columbus's injuries, having to face a Columbus team, a Wilfred Nancy team in the first round. That is not fun.
Triple G's got them. Chicago Fire have their number all day. I'm taking Chicago Fire on the play-in match. That's my take.
Yeah. On the flip side, it is crazy that we get a actual wooden spoon derby.
I hadn't put that together. That's so sick.
Yeah, it's amazing how well that lined up. It would have been peak MLS if the Galaxy had qualified for CONCACAF Champions Cup and got in the wooden spoon. I'm really sad that can't happen anymore. There's no result that could happen. But yeah, anyway, I'm still. But we're gonna go beat NYCFC, and we'll get more goals and Jordan Morris, and then we're fine. We're all fine. We're the Sounders. We're good.
I love that.
I love this outlook. I love it.
Yes, we got this.
All right, Nat, we're gonna.
All right.
We got Jack in the queue behind you, so we're gonna get him on. But great call as always, man. Appreciate you. We'll catch you on the next one.
Have a good night.
Okay, I'm out of here. I'm dying now. That was a good shift for me.
No,
I have a minutes restriction, Chad. Do you hear me? I'm dying already.
You're a real grinder for that. You're a real grinder.
I'm a real grinder. Don't ever say that I don't podcast, chat.
All right.
All right, guys. I'll see y'all later.
Feel better.
Go Dares. Thank you.
Catch you on the flip side. All right. We got Jack up next, Caleb after that, and then no one else in the queue. So if you do want to tap in, I can take couple more after Caleb, or we can call it right there. It's up to you guys. Let's get Jack in here. Jack,
what's up, dude?
You are on stage. What is going on? How are you feeling? 1-0 over. Let's go.
Sauce.
Product placement right there.
See, there's like barely anything left in there. We've been.
Hell yeah, that means you must have liked
pulling through it. It's
Thank
been good.
You for picking that up. LobbingScorchers.com/sauce for anyone who wants to join Jack as a consumer of the Lobbing Scorchers hot sauce, which is, I put it on everything. It's hella good.
It's tasty. Yeah, put that on eggs in the morning. Super good.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best way to use it, like on breakfast food.
Yeah.
Jack, what'd you think of this game? Not the prettiest win, but it was a win.
Not the prettiest. Yeah, I was at the game. I thought they threw it away. We couldn't really see the replay from where we were, but like whatever, we'll take it. If they are gonna call offsides on that. But not the best. It looked like in the beginning that they might run away with it. Like the first
exactly.
The first 15 minutes, I'm like, is this gonna be like, are we gonna like steamroll them?
If there's a genuine positive
yeah.
coming out of this game, other than that they won, it's that I thought like the first half hour was excellent. Like that's how you want them to look. That's how they've been playing in Leagues Cup. They were racking up chances like no one's business. They got a goal. They won a penalty that they didn't convert, but they still did a good job to get the chance that won the penalty. So the start was very, very good.
Yeah, like that all looked good. I mean, yeah, like when you say like we have like all of our attacking pieces and like they're going for it. Like you got the wings rolling. Like definitely, I think could feel missing our defensive midfielders. I think that like if they have them, that's like if that this lineup that extra little push to really be dominant. Yeah, I got a couple of Morris Musovsky takes if we want to.
Yeah, please. That's the topic of the night. So weigh in.
So, and this is an idea I've been like thinking about. I don't know like how this is like kind of like a stat thing. I'm not sure how this would calculate or if anyone looks at this, but like looking at someone's like net cards or like your X cards. So it's like the amount of yellow cards.
This team needs that. This team needs expected cards.
Yeah, so it's like no, it's like so for someone like Morris, it's like he draws a lot of yellow cards. Like every time you draw like a yellow card foul from the other team, you get a +1. You draw a red card, you get a +2. Every time you give up, but you get a yellow card, that's a -1. Get a red card, it's a -2. You tracking?
Yeah.
I think like
this is an actual formula.
I think like I don't know. Like I think this. I don't know how useful this is. I feel like for like a forward though, it's like a useful way to look at it. And I haven't run this for Morris and Musovsky, but I feel like Morris will draw a yellow card within like the first 15 minutes of every single game he plays in. Like he'll do like some play where he's getting in behind, like they get a yellow card for it, and like that's great. Like I do think Moose gives up a lot of yellows. I don't see him like earning yellows ever. Like.
He does get a lot himself.
Like he gets like I feel like for a forward he gets a lot of yellows.
He gets way more than your average attacker.
Yeah, like for those, and I think it is kind of those like hothead kind of plays. Like it's just like I've kind of like felt that like since the beginning of the season. Like he's definitely been on it. He's been a great attacker for the team, and he's like filled in and like been great up top. But like he does just have like a bit of those moments where it's just like it makes you like a little uneasy, and he's just like not like drawing them on the other end. Like he's not like forcing defenders into like those situations where it's like, oh, they have to foul him or he's going to go score a goal.
It has been a team-wide issue this year. I guess that's my kind of thing about singling out Moose with it. I mean, you had the DP number 10 going studs up against the Timbies last weekend and getting sent off.
Yeah.
He got 9 red cards this year. Moose only got one of the
I
9.
almost thought like if he thought he was just getting a yellow for that, because like I remember what was it like maybe like last year when he like scored a goal, he like ripped his shirt off and he's like after the game, he's like, yeah, I'll get a yellow for that. That's fine. I don't really get yellow. So like, I'll take the yellow. Like I remember.
Did Rusnak say
this
that?
is Rusnak saying this. I think it was sometime last year. Like
he just doesn't get a lot of yellow.
He doesn't get a lot of yellow. So I think even like when he did that tackle and he initially got the yellow, I'm like, that's like he knew like, okay, yeah, he'll take a yellow there. He's fine with that. And then once it became a red, I was like, oh, okay, well, it's a little too much. But I don't know. Like, so I think Morris and Moose. I mean, I just like the fact that. Yeah, Morris is just that like attacking threat. I mean, it just sucks that like he hasn't been able to get going this year. But I mean, I think that's mainly just like the weird freak shoulder injury that like you just can't count on that happening. And like that's like a play where it's like that was a good attacking play that like he could have scored on or could have like earned a card on. Like I mean, it was a good play. So I mean, like if it weren't for that, like I mean, he probably would have been rolling for the second half of the season.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I'm not super worried about Jordan. I've watched a lot of Jordan Morris.
Yeah.
Watched his entire career. I think at this point you pretty much know what you're going to get on the field. He hasn't gotten going since he came back from the shoulder injury. But that's not like super shocking to me. And it's sort of like the goalkeeper controversy debate. Like whoever starts between Moose and Jordan Morris in the playoffs, I'll feel decently confident that they'll be able to get the job done. It's just unfortunate that that he missed so much time this year because I mean I thought before the injuries hit like he was looking as good as he ever has. That's why I'm not as concerned about it as
I'm not worried. I mean like I just like it'll come like and like the teams look generally good when he's been back. Like I think I like the front four of him, Pedro, Rusnak, and Ferreira. I think it's like, your main four up there, and then you bring in Georgie, you bring in Rothrock to close out the game. I was surprised. I mean, like Pedro, he went like 70 plus this game.
He went longer than his.
Yeah, like I thought, 60. Like I mean, it sounded like they're essentially just been saying like, yeah, he'll play 60 minutes, then we'll sub him. That kind of sounds like the vibe for where it's going to be for the rest of the season, which I think is fine. Like we have enough people behind to make that work. But yeah, I don't know. Like I think that's good. For Morris taking the penalty, was a bit surprised by that. And like even when I was going up to him, I was like trying to think of like when has he ever taken a penalty just like in game?
Never. Well, once maybe, right? Or
Yeah.
I think I don't think he has in an
know if
MLS
he
game.
has,
He did in
'cause,
a
like-
Leagues Cup game last year. He did in a Leagues Cup game last year, but he's
Okay.
never taken one in MLS. That's why I did raise my eyebrows a little
Yeah,
bit
like
when he was the one who was
Actually, I
taking
thought Pedro was going to take it because Pedro was like a mile up the field. Like when the ref was going to VAR it, like he was hanging out like pretty much at the penalty spot. So I thought Pedro was going to do it. And I guess like even like for this team right now, it's like would Morris even be in your like if it was a game that went to penalty shootouts with this lineup, would Morris be even in your top 5 to take penalty kicks?
I think he'd be right around
Maybe 5.
Like
But, I mean,
they've
you're
been in that situation in the past, and they have had him as part of it. And I will, to be fair, like every time he's been in a shootout and had to take one, it's been fantastic. Like he's never missed. So, like that's another. I know it didn't work out, but
he maybe has a better record because Christian doesn't have that good of a record.
and you know what about in this particular situation, I would not be surprised at all if Jesus Ferreira was like, "No, man, you take it. Like I
can
want
see
you to
that,
get one,"
yeah.
because I think that they probably recognize the importance of getting him going. And then also that is I don't know how many like people know this or understand this, but that is like Ferreira, one of the biggest things he's known for is like his selflessness and like what a good teammate he is. It would not shock me at all if he was actually the one who was like, "No, Jordan, you take it." Like,
like you earned it. You need to get this going. Yeah, I mean, I can see that. I mean, like obviously, if he makes it, it's a different story. But yeah, like I think he just wouldn't be top. Like honestly, it's like I mean, I'd have like Jesus go ahead of him. I probably have Pedro go ahead of him. Honestly, I'd have Danny Leyva go ahead of him.
I was thinking when Noah was going down
Like-
the list of guys that he wanted to take instead, I would thought he was going to say Danny Leyva. He said Alex Roldan, but
I
like
would have.
there's like
Alex Roldan, I think he's in there too. But I mean, for that game, I think Danny Leyva would be one stepping up. And then they've been having like Jackson take the penalties lately. Like when they go into shoot, he's like been shooting like third. Like so, they've like I feel like they really trust Jackson when it comes to a shootout as well too. Like I wouldn't have him do that like in game, just like in the penalty. But I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it would have been nice if he made it, but also it's like once it looked like he was taking it, I just kind of had that feeling. It's like I think
I did, yeah. I
it's not like I don't know if this is gonna work.
I think
out.
everyone had that feeling of like,
Yeah.
Even though there's no like real reason to feel like that, other than that he's not usually the one who takes it. But anyone who took it in that situation wasn't going to be the one who usually takes it because Rusnak wasn't out there. So
Well, I guess also, did you guys say that like their goalkeeper's really good at stopping penalties?
Yeah, he's
okay.
healthy.
Yeah, so I mean that's something like in game, like I have no idea about it. He was really getting out there and trying to play that game. Like he was getting out of the box a bit. So
he is a very aggressive.
Very active keeper. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, like overall, it's like I mean, it's kind of like we're in a weird point of the season where like everything is like kind of like doesn't matter that much right now. It's more just
exactly that's where I'm at. I'm like, all right, if they had blown that lead and dropped the points, it would have been like this would have been a much more downtrodden post game live. But as far as the actual effect that has on playoff standings or the like points implications, it doesn't really matter right now. Decision day doesn't really matter for this team. Like
I don't think it matters
that
in any way.
The performances matter. I'm not saying that like it doesn't like you should punt the games or that it doesn't matter how you play, but that's the only thing that matters. Like there's no benefit from the points at this point. You're in fifth. Like,
like that's and then so we'll just see where it falls with everyone else. But I mean I think if it's like first round against Minnesota, I think that's about as good as you can ask for who's above us. And like I mean I feel like third time's the charm for the season. It's like they got us in the regular season, but it just feels like we're like as close to cracking the code on them as anyone.
They are the most complex code to crack. I feel like the first game it was not cracked at all. The second game, it was cracked a lot better, almost to the point where they got a result in Minnesota. And now you gotta finish cracking it. And
we just gotta,
the best of three component of it too, I think changes how I think of it. Like in a one-off, I don't know, but like over 180 minutes, I feel like that's a team that they at least can beat them.
Yeah, I feel like over especially over like 3 games total, like I just feel like they're not gonna we can change what we're gonna do to adapt to like the gameplay. I just don't see them really changing to like adapt over a 3-game series. Like I feel like they're a team that like might be like the most like screwed by that format. Because I think like they can kind of just come in and like surprise the team with what they're doing. Even when like teams know what they're going to do, there's still like a surprise element to like actually facing it and dealing with it. But I feel like over like the like law of averages over like a series, they might be, I don't know. I mean, this could be famous last words for us. I mean, we'll see. But
yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like at this point, I've been saying that who the opponent is honestly kind of immaterial to me. Like even if it's a way better team, like you're gonna have to go through the best teams to get to MLS Cup anyway. So
yeah, and like this team, like if we
play.
play the best soccer that we can, like I feel like we can go win it all.
Yeah.
But if like we're not playing that, then like we just won't.
You were gonna win no matter like.
Yeah, like and like it's like maybe they will, maybe they won't. I mean, like I mean now it's like looking a little iffy if we don't have all of the defense back by then. But I don't know. Like I still feel like I feel pretty good about where we're sitting, where we're going with the team right now.
Yeah, agreed. All right. Well, Jack, I got a couple people in the queue here behind you, but any last thoughts or takes or anything that you wanted to get out there, either about this game, playoffs, anything at all?
No, there's like one moment where maybe it's just from where we were sitting. I thought there was like maybe like a John Bell handball, like there's like a cross into the box.
Yeah, that was sketchy.
Like from our angle, we were like directly behind that, and we're like we could like see the arm like that.
I thought when I saw that live, I was like, that's a handball.
That was like no, we were like we're for sure, and like the play went on for like 2 minutes after that, and like we were just like they're gonna call that.
They're gonna call that. I was thinking the
they
exact
didn't.
same thing.
Like I mean, I haven't gone back to look at it, but we were certain that was gonna get called back.
I forgot about that. That was that was scary.
Yeah, but it didn't happen. So I don't know. Yeah, here we are.
No, RSL was unhappy about that, but yeah, didn't get called. So
yeah, but yeah, I mean, no, yeah, we'll take the win. Yeah, go Sounders. Get the hot sauce.
Hell yeah, get the hot sauce. Thanks for the call, Jack. Thanks for swooping the hot sauce, and we'll talk to you next time.
Yeah, sounds good. See you next time.
Take care. All right, we got Caleb up next. Sawyer after that. We got Caleb with the drum set. I do see him now. Bringing him to the stage. He's got the De La Vega on the bass drum. It looks like he's wearing a jersey of some sort. Caleb, can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I got you right there. 1-0.
And
Ballard FC. Okay, I see it. Hell yeah.
Up the bridges.
Up the bridges. Caleb, 1-0 over Real Salt Lake. I imagine this one has some special significance for you. What did you think of the match?
No special significance whatsoever.
Okay.
And I'm going to be like adamant about that because we can use this blatant excuse about like winning results at home, and Brian's going to be all Brian and like, oh, the team is resilient and we're going to have the locker room and, you know, the blah, 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 the blardy blars and the hoobla la blah 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 la blah that we usually get with the famous sounder dribble. And then we're going to get like, you know, Daddy Ocean with his like, it seems that, against after this, fine result. You would think that the Sounders are going to be in such a great spot to maybe get a better result so that for decision day, and then Nico Moreno's like, well, to get on your take on that, I mean, I think that this game was very like it was at home and this and I mean Brian was very spicy today. He was even I kind of really liked that how he was like just adamant with his questions. I tried to ask but I couldn't really because I had my head so far up like somewhere else that I couldn't talk about the arrogance about the record that still holds upon this club. But it is what it is. So, but that's how I usually. But I think you can understand where I'm going with that logic.
The impression's on point as always, Caleb.
Thank you. Because okay, I ask like this.
Yeah,
I say it like this.
Keep cooking.
I say it like this because we can win at home. It's great, but. Now I'm going to hold, Brian, Jeremiah, Nico Moreno, all of you people that are listening in the back and all you fans and everybody that wants to just shut me up about this. Now, yes, we've won a grand 1-0 result. Perfect. Now, I'm going to ask you this. What if we have a starting lineup that is at full strength when we come to Salt Lake? Then, like, are we gonna like how is the attitudes gonna change? How is the attitude of the people are gonna talk? That's all I gotta say. We can win at home. It's easy. We've done this, and it's like, yeah, it's great. But seriously the series that I've seen so many fans bash, like, this bash RSL in a way that's saying like how that they're irrelevant, that they're not important, that they're and this is coming from our fans on our campsite, that they're like, why, well, like, there's nowhere near of relevance when clearly they hold the better record in the series between us, that again, us Sounders fans are never gonna like admit. We can admit we can admit getting bent over and rammed for 3 years in a row in LA, but we're never gonna still talk about this though. We'll bitch about the San Jose 3-3 more than what on what's gonna resolve. But this was a good game, but it's not good enough. And Brian knows that. I don't care what anybody says. We got lucky. We absolutely got lucky by the football gods in graces today. And we should not have because this would have gotten okay. And I'm telling you right now, if Albert was to be in this game, it would have been a tie. I'm telling you right now. You can call me a crazy conspiracy Stephen A. Smith conspiracy theorist or whatever. I don't, but I'm willing to put my chips in Vegas on that, because it's just how you construct the construct of the lineups and the teams. Now, yes, we've got this great result, and I hope that we're going to beat the shit out of Minnesota. We already know this. How many times do we get doubled during the season? But then when it comes to the playoff time, Sounders usually get to give the God smack back. And then again, we've done this again. There's so many fans that are sick and tired of saying. I am sick and tired as a fan saying this. That I'm sick and tired of the actual script being the exact same written of like, oh, certain teams do this to us, but then we get our revenge back. No, I want something new. I want something to get my dopamine up, like, because it has been absolutely low for the past 6 to 7 years. Of how complacent, no matter, even if we win the trophies that we have substantially won, it's still not enough. These results are piss poor, and yeah, I'll let you get back to where.
Caleb, red hot as always. Appreciate you, man. And I gotta keep pushing through the queue, but we'll catch you on the next one. All right. All right, we got Sawyer and then Hunch after that, and then no one else is in here, so they might be bringing us home. But if anyone else does want to tap in, link is pinned, so feel free to hop on and lay down a few more takes. Gonna bring Sawyer in right now. Sawyer, you are on the stage. What is up, man? 1-0 over Real Salt Lake, second straight 1-0 victory. Not the prettiest of victories, but a victory nonetheless. What did you think?
I thought it was good. I feel like that foul that Musovski did was really dumb, though.
Yeah,
like, even it was called back, but still, like, you can't be fouling right there, man.
It's just needless.
Yeah,
there's been too much. There's been too much of that this year. Honestly, the foul that they gave the Johnny Russell free kick up on too. It's just like, it feels like you've seen them do this too many times.
Like consistently inconsistent. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, and that's how you blow leads, is committing fouls like that.
Like Club World Cup with Nuhu also. Like that stuff doesn't need to happen.
Yeah, like that's it's been a recurring theme throughout the year, and it's I don't know if bailout is fully the term I would use, but they definitely were fortunate that they didn't blow this lead. That is for sure.
Yeah, like last week against Portland also, like the same thing. Like I was there, and it was like really nerve-wracking to see, like, every time they're coming through, you know what I mean?
it almost feels like it's like it's like mental at this point. Like when they're up by 1 goal at home, like how much confidence do you have that they're going to hold the lead? I don't have a lot right now.
I feel like it was a few years ago they just kept getting like 1-0 wins.
It's kind of last year, honestly, it was a lot of that.
Yeah.
But like I think historically the Schmetzer teams have been pretty good at being disciplined in late in games and holding leads.
Yeah, it's just like this year, like
yeah.
I don't know what it is.
What did you think of the first half and how the game started off? I mean, they did get the Rothrock goal. We haven't even talked about Rothrock. They got the Rothrock goal. They got the Jordan penalty. Or yeah, what did you think of the penalty situation? That's kind of the hot topic of the night.
Yeah, it was a penalty like every day. I feel like we should have been up 3-0 though. Like the De La Vega chance and the KKR chance, it should have been more.
It should have. Yeah.
Yeah, we just didn't have like finishing boots really.
What did you think of Jordan taking the PK instead of Ferreira, De La Vega, Alex Rolon?
It was kind of dumb. Like he's only taking one penalty. That I was reading in the chat. He's only taking one penalty like in regular time.
Yeah, and it wasn't in MLS play, I don't think.
No, it was Leagues Cup.
Who would you have rather taken it?
Alex.
Okay, all right. I can see why people are saying that because he did. I mean, he hit the one in the Leagues Cup final. That was an insanely big goal. So
yeah, and like Leagues Cup last year also.
Yeah,
or not Leagues Cup, MLS playoffs, I think.
Oh yeah.
Like
He hit one in a shootout.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's like it's just different, like taking it in the game as opposed to in the shootout context. But I don't know. I feel like it is one of those ones where hindsight is 2020, and I understand the inclination to want to get Jordan rolling, but it just did not work out in this case. And they almost it shouldn't have been a 1-goal game though. You're right. They should have had like a couple more goals in that first half. So I think that is the if we're doing pros and cons, that was one of the cons. How are you feeling about as far as going into the playoffs? Do you think the squad's got a run in them, or are you feeling a little dicier?
I feel like without home advantage, it'll be a lot harder for us to make it.
Yeah,
because playing in Minnesota, like fall, winter, it'll be harder because it's a lot colder.
Yeah, I mean, with this format, you were gonna have to play there either. Like, even if you had the home field advantage, you'd have to play there.
1 versus 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It is. They made it harder on themselves than it would have if it had been in the top 4. But I mean, it'll be a good test of like, you know, we all know this team can go God mode come tournament time. So we'll see if they can do it again. Yeah, exactly. Like it feels like they need the stakes. They need the stakes of the tournament to be playing at their top level. Sawyer, you got anything else that you wanted to cook on here? I got one more in the queue behind you, but if you got any more takes, feel free to lay them down.
I was here when Noah was here earlier, and I heard him talking about like Danny needs to leave, and I agree with him. I texted my dad right after that foul. I was like, bro, Danny out.
I think, Noah it sounds like he's not the only one, based on what you're saying and what we saw in chat. People were pretty tilted about that foul because, I mean, I think it's partially about Moose individually, but I think it's also just like we're all tired of like waiting for the crash out.
Yeah.
And then he does that, and you're like, and then they almost tie the game. So
it's just like the mental stuff, you know.
I get it. It can be tough though, because like it's a fine line. You want your players to play with like intensity and fire and energy and all that, but like there's just been too many situations from Moose and others where it's crossed the line into just like not smart, undisciplined, all that type of stuff.
Yeah.
But all right, Sawyer, I'm gonna get Hunch in here, but thanks for the call, man. Appreciate it, and we'll catch you on the next one.
See you.
Yep, take care. All right, we have Hunch, and that is it. If anyone else wants to hop in and lay something down, I can take a couple more after Hunch, but otherwise we're gonna wrap it right there. Coming up on an hour 40. Hunch, you're on the stage. What's going on?
How's it going?
1-0 over Real Salt Lake. Not the prettiest win, but a win nonetheless. A second straight 1-0 win at Lumen Field. What'd you think?
All right. I think I'm going to go in a different direction, and then we can circle back to some of the things that have been. I'm going to talk about the players who haven't been on the field and who played really well tonight, and maybe need to be talked about more just in general because they did a good job. I thought KKR and Bell both did great out. I think on a 5 in the back, they looked good. Bell looked like he's established himself a little bit more in terms of confidence in possession, and maybe Reagan rubbed off a little bit on him because he had some bad cough ups earlier in the year and even last year.
He was he was dribbling like almost a little too much for my liking, but
he wasn't giving it up. That was the thing. It's like he was beating guys with it. So I agree with what you're saying.
He was beating them, but it was like not pretty. He was like bulldozing through them, and I'm like, how did he not lose the ball there?
Yeah, exactly. And I think he like 2v1'd a couple people and came out with it. And I was like, okay,
Yeah.
I mean, confidence, great. Do it if you could do it, but the first time you give that up, that's it. No more. I thought KKR had a good game. And I think him having some run earlier at right back just recently was probably good to help him be more established in this formation. But also having Alex out there, I mean, sort of the hot swap, and knowing the backup, which then Alex also looked good. Kind of rotating between like a part of the back line, if not part of the midfield, depending on like where he wanted to be at any given time.
He was kind of playing like both D mid and CB simultaneously, wasn't
he? Yeah. Because at times he looked like his brother when he was in the mid.
A little bit, yeah.
Closing people down, acquiring, distributing.
We should we acknowledged it a little bit. Noah acknowledged it a little bit, but like the fact that twice now this year they've been down all their CBs and Alex Roldan has slid in there, and the Columbus game they scored 1 goal, but like he did great in that game, and then they kept a clean sheet tonight, even though it was dicey, but they kept it. That's huge. Not every team has that luxury. There's a lot of teams in this league, the not as well run ones, that like if they're in that situation with their personnel and their CBs, they're just chalked. They have nothing to go to. So like we should give Alex his credit for that.
Yeah, I thought he had a good game. I thought Jesus had a great game. I mean, he looked like the engine that drove the connection from mid to front. The dinks, the dunks, the 1-2s, the through balls, the dangerous passes, and Rothrock, of course. I mean, dude was on fire. I know he wanted that second, and if not third goal as well.
That was unfortunate. Jordan was offside. I was really hoping when I looked at the replay that.
Oh yeah.
He was pretty offside. But that would have been a good goal.
But he was having good moments. He was putting in immense amount of miles and work, but as he always does, and so did Pedro. Him and Pedro look like complements to each other in terms of. Well, that's all I'll say overall too. We look solid, balanced on the left and the right for once, not like dominant on one side and shaky or average on the other. We look connected and dangerous on the left or the right.
Yeah, especially that first half hour was. I loved it. It was great.
Do you realize that RSL had 0 possession until they had the kickoff after we scored?
No, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they had no possession. We were 100. We took the kickoff and never gave them the ball until we scored, which is 3 minutes and 50 seconds into the game.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that back. That is.
Yeah, they tried. Now we didn't.
That did not sustain. I thought in the second half they were way better in possession.
Well, yeah, but is that them coaching it up in their locker room halftime, saying we're gonna come out and go at, meaning RSL, we're gonna go at Seattle and like try and break this up? Is that Seattle doing what we've done in the past, where whether we're saying it outright, implying that we're going to bunker a little bit when we shouldn't, old tendencies kind of thing? I don't know. Maybe a combination of both, but I think we played out of it.
Mm-hmm.
It looked a little sketch. Back to players who looked good. For as much as people are trying to get the forklift and flop Fry's corpse out the door as he's done. That's back-to-back shutouts for him. I mean, the guy's getting it done.
Yeah.
Like I have all the faith in the world when Andrew needs to take the mantle. I'm not certain that Fry is done.
I don't think so either. It seems like there's a large contingent of people that do think that, but I haven't been really on that page. We've all been following the goalkeeper controversy.
Yeah.
There was a couple bad goals that Fry shipped this year, but it's like, is that because he's cooked, or is that just happened a couple times to any goalkeeper throughout a long season? That's what I don't know. But then I look at a game like this and I'm like, he looks like Stefan Fry to me. I don't know. What am I missing?
Yeah. And I mean, if I recall correctly, I think Andrew had a few calls early this year where he, I think, even gave up a PK by slide tackling somebody in the box.
He did do that, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they have contrasting personalities. Andrew's a little more brash, but that comes with youth, and he's got the skills to back it up. Fry is definitely a laid back guy when he's talking to.
He likes to
you know,
paint.
Yeah,
He has
not on the
wrinkly
field.
dogs. Yeah.
I don't know if you saw him after that VAR review before the decision was made. He was giving it to the defense about, you got to mark, you got to be up, you can't let
That's a good shout. Like, that stuff matter. Like that.
Yeah.
That stuff matters. Like, Andrew Thomas is, I think, growing in that kind of in the leadership component of it. But Fry is second to none. Like, as far as keeping everyone organized, keeping everybody locked in. Like, that is the value that he's provided to this team over the years with that part of the game is immense. Like, you can't.
And he's their captain. They picked him.
Yeah.
Like, they want him to be the boss.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I what more can you say? I thought Leyva was all right.
Isn't he better as a 10 than at where they were playing him?
I think they were letting Jesus control what he wanted to control in terms of where he wanted to float. And I think Jesus was playing off of how Pedro was all over from the right to the left and even dropping back deep in the center at times. There was a few minutes where Pedro was literally in the 10. And I think Jesus either slides out, slots out, and lets him control that space, or vice versa, just for coverage sake or otherwise. I don't know. I think that makes it hard for Leyva when you have those two doing that and they have an understanding and they're probably at a higher skill set.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah.
So yeah. Now Morris and Musovski. I like Morris. I like him a lot. He's worthy of a DP contract. But his skill set is speed. It is. It's not taking people on. It's also bodying people out. Like he's a
big dude.
Presence in the box.
Yeah.
And can handle his own against some sizable defenders. The size isn't going to change. His speed is not going to get better as the years go on.
No.
So not too much like Fry screwed him out the door in any kind of way, but there's a half-life there and we can see it, whatever that is. As far as Musovski goes, I'm going to start with this. I don't like Musovski. I don't.
Like as a player?
Just, I mean, I don't know him as a person, so I'm not saying on that, but like, if he wasn't on our team, he's not somebody I'd be like, let's go get him. But this dude has generated this year. He's had his career best year, which means we've unlocked something in him. He's been consistently available, injury here or there, but mostly on the field. He gets it done to the tune of sometimes multiple goals.
Yep.
At the right price, you bring him back. But I think it's going to come down to him. Like
the thing is, there's no way that the right price for the two parties is going to be the same thing, because think about, like, all it takes is a team to be like, oh, we'll pay you way more than that.
Sure. Well, so this is
and someone will with the year he had. That's the thing.
I think it's entirely likely and probably the most likely. But if you're him, one, you've gotten more play time and more minutes, and thus also more career stats than you've ever had in your entire life. You're in a good position.
Are you going to be able to score that many goals on a different team that's not as good?
Is Jordan Morris going to be able to have more minutes next year compared to this year? Do you want to bet on that? I don't. I'm not saying compared to the generic you. It's like, dude was out with a shoulder. Like, how many more things can he get hurt at and miss time? Like, he's running out of body parts that are uninjured at this point. But so if you're Moose, you can say, I'm in an established place. I can continue to grow my value and maybe do like similar to Vargas, Or he could say, okay, now's my time. Now, given my age, given where I'm at, given my value, I need to strike while iron's hot and get my max contract now. And that's
what
completely understandable.
Yeah.
But he also could, I'm not saying he should, I'm saying he could, if this is an established place that is consistently seeing him 10 to 15 goals per year, and he could do that for 3 or 4 years, one, he'll be slotted into being paid more here, and two, it may increase his value to go someplace else. Maybe he gets an extension for a year or two and then goes. I don't know. What I'm saying is he's been there and he's delivered. And like I said, as much as I don't like the guy, you can't argue with that. Now, the other thing I'll say is people are dogging the crap out of him when he's gotten fewer red cards than other players on our team that have cost us more things. Club World Cup.
This yellow he took tonight seems to have sent some people over the edge.
Yeah.
Why is that the one? I don't get why that's the one that sends you. There's that exact thing has happened so many times this year with so many different players. It has happened with Moose, probably most famously in Leagues Cup. But it's also if you're going to talk about it with Moose, you got to talk about it with everyone who's been doing it this year, which is a lot of the guys on the team.
But knew who got a yellow in Botafogo, and that did cost us.
Yeah,
it
that
literally
arguably
cost us
cost
the
the team a
game.
match in the Club World Cup, and then he threw a ball at a fan in Kansas City.
And
Moose's crash out tonight was the 9th biggest crash out of the year.
Right? Yeah.
He has the second biggest as well, but this one wasn't even that.
Right. And I get why people are not fans of his, and I understand it because, like I said, I don't like him. I would not acquire him, but he has delivered. He's been healthy. We have clearly been able to unlock something, and if we can continue to get that kind of value, depending on how much he wants to get paid, out of him for the minutes that he's delivering, I mean, especially if we're going to compete in 9 tournaments or whatever it's going to be every year, you can't argue with it. Everybody's like, let's sign a U22. Of course, who wouldn't? Who wouldn't want that? They haven't done that in years. At the 9, Rui Diaz was clear on the way out the door. They've had 2 or 3 years lead time to know this. Still don't have somebody. So I'm just saying, before you kick Moose out the door, let's have a plan. And
that is,
I know, I'm big on Osaze, but he's not been seeing minutes lately, and that makes me wonder.
I mean, I think that's, if I'm guessing, Osaze falling out of the rotation is more to do with Jordan coming back, and then Jordan and Moose being the rotation at the position. There's just not leftover minutes for him to get. But I think so. That's sort of what I was talking about earlier, why the roster strategy behind trading Moose makes sense. Because doesn't it kind of feel yes, Moose is having a fantastic year. He is elite at getting himself into these poaching positions and finishing off the goals, and he's had the best year of his career. To me, it feels like the number 9 position in this system, with how this team has been able to generate chances this year. I'm not saying it's fully plug and play, but I mean, you plugged Osaze in and you were getting the same production. So did they unlock Moose, or did they just unlock a team that is generating such good chances that most good number 9s are going to feast? I don't know.
I guess I'll leave it at this. I'm not advocating for keeping him. I am advocating for not being so quick to get rid of him. That's the way I'm seeing it. And especially if you can get something for him, absolutely. That's the best deal. But there's a few players like that we need to do in terms of
but someone is gonna shell out for Moose.
Yeah. But I think there's a couple players like that we need to have that same kind of treatment. Get them elevated and then sell and move on and grab whatever is necessary in that position, or whether it be youth or development or whatever. I don't know. But I don't know. It's gonna be weird being away. Speaking of next week, to end the season away. It's been a long time since we've done that.
I know. I was thinking about that. Them being on the East Coast for decision day, that's definitely not happened in a while, if it ever.
And it's pretty much locked in. We have Minnesota. Is something going to change?
I think it technically could change, but it's if LAFC somehow cools off a little bit and drops some points, then Minnesota could leap back over them.
Do they have more games in hand?
That likely right now? LAFC is the hottest team in the league.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not afraid of them. Meaning, I'm not any more afraid of them now than I would be if we faced them in the second round or if we got to that point.
Exactly. It doesn't really. It's a technicality on when you play them. It doesn't really matter.
And if anything, well, I'd rather face them in a 1 game than a 3 game, if I'm being honest.
LAFC?
Yeah.
That's kind of tough. That's kind of tough because in the 1 game, it's like you can smash and grab, like anything can happen. Even if you have a bad game, you can still get the win. And then over a whole like multi-game series, over a whole multi-game series, the team that has more talent and more firepower usually wins out. And it's probably a more even discussion than people would think, but like they got Bawanga, they got Bawanga and Sun forming demonic duo spawn from the gates of hell. Like it over a full series, I wouldn't really want that business.
Yeah, like I said, I'd rather have a 1 game than a 3 game with them. But the one thing that doesn't work in our favor, and the 2 things that are biggest hamper for us as a team in this year, is red cards and injuries. And in a 3 game series, those things can highly affect the rest of the series.
Oh yeah.
And we're prone to those things.
The crash out red card boys have got to like dial it back for the playoffs. Like, I mean, the regular season, it's one thing, but like if you crash out and get a red card in a playoff game, your season's over. So everybody let's lock in.
My vibe is the same as it was the way we were having the perspective in 2019 when we had to go to LAFC and they had just set the season record for most points. And it's just like, no one gave Seattle a chance.
No, I didn't give them a chance.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like, it's like, God, how are we going to do this? How are we going to handle this? And we went out there and punched them right in the mouth.
Exactly.
I still remember Arriaga just taking Vela down, and there was no calling us like, all right, it's on. Let's do this.
It's on. Yeah, that was one of the best games in club history.
Yeah.
So like that's why I like games like that, and they've replicated similar feats to that. Maybe not to that extent, but like they've shown up in big games when you wouldn't think that they had much of a chance a lot of times. So I'll never write this team off in the playoffs or in a tournament setting. I've learned better.
Yeah, I mean they did it again in New York FC, in CONCACAF CCL in 2022 or whatever it was when we had them here. Did the same thing to them.
Yeah.
You could argue we did it against Cruz Azul, but that was a little different.
True.
Anyway, I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of in the phase of let's get to the playoffs because obviously
that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at.
A little for us to decide.
This NYC game, it's like feels pointless. I mean, it matters for like getting reps in, I guess.
But and I think if you're gonna see high rotation, you see the Austin FC 2.0 match.
Literally play Pete in the Yankees outfield.
I mean, I think you'll see Andrew potentially, unless there's some record on the line or somebody needs some starts or stats for some contract thing for something.
Play Pete, play Antino Lopez.
Yeah, all the guys who subbed on today.
Yeah, play that. Everyone who was on the bench today, put him in the 11.
Yes, pretty much.
Get everyone else healthy.
Yeah, anybody who's come back from international, will they be back by then?
I think so.
Yeah, then you got to give them a break. You're not putting them out there. You're not going to have them come back and then fly them across and then play them for 45 minutes and then fly them back.
Someone's asking if NYC need points. They kind of do, actually. They kind of do. They're fighting for 4th still. They kind of do.
And as the last thing, I'll leave you with this. Do we have any, like if we end up 5th, do we have any sense, or is it too volatile to know who would have to go through on the East for us to host if we got to the Cup?
Oh, I don't know off the top of my head, but I do know that the East has
like everybody's above us. Yeah,
pretty much all the way 1 through 9 are like above where 4 through 9 in the West are.
I mean, that's the same was true in 2019 again, and then Toronto delivered in Atlanta.
Yeah, it's whatever. If you gotta go on the road to the East, so be it.
Well, I'm saying it's like when we hosted in 2019, the only way we were going to host is if Toronto, which wasn't expected, went to Atlanta and won.
Oh yeah, and then they won on they won on the most bullshit game of all time.
Yes,
Atlanta had like 4.8 xG to Toronto's like 0.5, and they got like 2 insanely lucky goals. Yeah.
Anyway, don't forget, check out the first 3.5 minutes of where we basically from kickoff, and like it wasn't controlled possession 100%, but we didn't lose possession. Like there were some knock-ons and like reacquiring, but at no point I don't think RSL had a pass in those first 3.5 minutes.
The first 30 minutes of the game was flames, man. Like that's what the first half hour, I was like, okay, thank God. Like this is the team that we saw in Leagues Cup. This is the team that we need to see in the playoffs. So I guess, on the rest of the game after that was kind of frustrating, but like, at least we have a little period of time where they found that level again.
And I hope they can extrapolate whatever they need to from this and incorporate back whomever's coming back and reinvigorate that, because it obviously tapered off, up and before the Portland match, the last couple matches up to that point where we just kind of lost whatever we had there for a minute.
Yeah. Well, all right, Hunch, I'm going to close it out with Max here, but thank you as always for the call, man. Appreciate you. And we'll catch you on decision day.
All right, man. See you around.
Take care. All right. Max is going to close us out. He's calling in from his phone.
Can you hear me?
Video. I can hear you, Max. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. All right,
yeah.
cool. I'm actually just driving home from the stadium, so I don't have video today.
Hands off the speakerphone, both hands on the wheel, though, right?
Oh, yeah. No, yeah, I got Bluetooth. Yeah, so tonight was very much a tidy game. I mean, we played differently than we normally do. We absorbed a lot of pressure. There wasn't, until the very, very end, I wasn't really that nervous, even though the ball was in our half more than I like. We got a lot of guys minutes. We got JP minutes. We got Leva minutes. That's going to help us in the playoffs if we need them. Like throwing in JP at the very end of Portland scared the crap out of me because he just hadn't been seen. So getting him 60 minutes is a good thing,
And he looked good like that. We should recognize that because he's not like, he's had kind of a bust of a year. He's been injured for most of it. They thought he tore his ACL and then he didn't, which was really weird. And then now he's back and he looked like JP tonight. That was heartening to see.
Yeah. And you guys were discussing Leva and about like how he's normally at the 10. And I agree. The difference is that keep in mind that coming up through the youth system, we seem to generally train our midfielders as CDMs first and then let them move into the attacking band from there. So, that's where we needed him today. And so kind of pulled on his old hat instead of where he is now. I would have liked to have actually seen him take the PK.
Okay.
Everyone was talking about either
that's
Jesus.
a good argument. That's a good argument. I don't you would think Danny Leva is good at PKs because he's so good at set pieces. I don't know if I've ever actually seen him take one, but I understand the logic.
I've seen it at training. He's pretty.
Okay.
He can put it in that low corner pretty reliably. But I think the thought was, get Jordan kick-started and get that first goal. I get it. And I wasn't even mad at it. I'm like, you knew that Jordan was just going to step up and blast it, and then, it got saved.
I try to look at like process and logic over the final result in a situation like that. Like they're tough decisions. You're making them in the heat of the moment. And if I can at least understand the logic, then I can live with it. If it doesn't work out, I get why they let him take it. And like I said earlier, I think there's a good chance that like the guys on the team were like telling him to take it. They want to get him going.
I was very glad to see Peter Kingston and Antino Lopez. They both looked fine. Well, Lopez was only there for a couple minutes, but Kingston looked solid. I mean, he didn't look nervous. He didn't do much.
He had one really nice run. Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like he seemed that when he touched the ball, he just kind of did exactly what Schmetz expects his youth to do, which is hold possession and send it to someone else. Keep our possession going, and he seemed to do a good job with that. So, hey, I like that. I was pretty happy to see Schmetz commit to getting some of them into the game. When Lopez was getting ready to step on, I don't know if you saw this or not, but right when RSL looked like they scored, suddenly he got pulled back, and Osaze was stepping up to go in. And then when it got waved off, he put Lopez back in.
Oh, no, I didn't catch that. Interesting.
Yeah, there was a little switcheroo going on there where Schmetz was like, oh, shoot, okay, now we need the goal. To me, tonight was like a reverse trap game. Like, we talked about the trap game where you think you're going to go in for the easy win, and then you just are awful. Tonight was the opposite. it had all the makings of a disaster for us. We had so many players out. RSL needed a win to
It did, and yeah, we should point that out too, because they are fighting for a wild card spot right now. This was like this could have been their season. They needed to win this game, and they had to play like that. And so the fact that they had those stakes on it, and Seattle dominated them for as much of the first half as they did, is a good sign, because it is not like they were holding back for whatever reason. They had to win this game.
Yeah, and it's actually that's what kind of surprised me is that when they did seemingly score, it amazed me how they swarmed and celebrated in the corner. I was like, grab that ball and get back there. You guys,
Yeah,
need
they
to
were
win.
doing backflips and shit. I thought the same thing. I was like, brother, you need another one to make the playoffs. Like,
but
waste of
okay, I
time.
mean, yeah, but maybe that's why they're in the position they are. Don't have that sense of urgency. You never know.
Yeah.
Those are the main thoughts I had. I thought, once again, it's just we got a good look at some people. It was kind of, even though Christian and Obed aren't really getting a rest, it was nice to see what the team can look like without them there, and that we don't look like a complete disaster. So that's a good thing.
That is a good point. Like we've been all sketched out about how this team looks without Christian all year, and this was by far the best they've looked having to play without him. You're playing like a not that good team, but that's still like they've played not that good teams without Christian, and it's not gone well. They haven't won a lot of those.
Yeah, we've looked very bad against not very good teams at times. So
exactly, like that's why you shouldn't take it for granted.
Coming to the playoffs, I mean, I'm kind of where you guys were. I'd rather take Minnesota on first. I'm not afraid of them, even if we happen to lose. If they finally have our number, historically we just haven't been intimidated by them. So hey, let's go. And LAFC, hey, if we get them in the conference, what would that be, the conference finals? Yeah, that we'd face them.
I think that if the seating like all stays the same, I think that's right.
Yeah. Okay, great. We've taken them out there several times before now. So let's
yeah, I was seeing a lot of like at least a couple of news outlets that have said something to the effect of like Seattle doesn't want to see LAFC in the playoffs because historically that is like a bad matchup for them. I'm like, they literally beat them there last year.
We've kicked them out of,
like I'm not really tripping. I'm
we
more
kicked them
tripping
out of the
because their
playoffs
team
twice.
is stacked as hell.
Yeah, that is a thing. But we've kicked them out of the playoffs twice in their own house.
Yeah.
In fact, when they beat us, it was in our own house. So it's that's an interesting
road team advantage.
One. Yeah, I don't think it's a real advantage. I think it's just circumstance, or coincidence, I should say. But yeah, they are very scary right now. But what can you do? That's the playoffs. You don't get easy matches anymore.
No.
So that's all I really had. I'll take it
real quick. I mean, do you have any takes on this Moose discourse that's going on? Some people want him kicked off the team for the yellow card. Do you want what do you think?
Oh geez, Moose is Moose. He's a known quantity. He's going to be scrappy. He's going to get opportunities in front of goal. Sometimes he's gonna go on a streak and score them. Other times he's going to flub them completely. And if he was more consistent, he would be a DP somewhere. But he's a fine backup. I'm not worried about him. I think that eventually Asaze is going to take over for him in the backup role. But I'm quite happy to have him here now. I don't stress out when he's on the field. I'm not convinced he's going to score, but I'm not convinced he's not going to score. So, and yeah, he took a yellow, but yellows happen. I'm not worried about him.
He didn't even get sent off. People are acting like he got sent off. It wasn't even a full crash art red card, boy. It was just a yellow card.
Yeah, it was a dumb one to take, but I mean,
it was a dumb,
RSL
dumb yellow.
Yeah, RSL took a couple dumb yellows as well, and we just had Albert take a dumb red. I mean, let's just keep it in context and say, okay, move on. I would. What we were talking about, you mentioned historically, like how we've traditionally done, and back in 2019, end of game is what I'm talking about now. 2019, our entire motif of the entire season was at the half, the score will either be 0-0 or we're up 1-0 or down 1-0. And the second half, we just completely dominate, and then we just settle in and win. So this is kind of unusual this year, how much we've given up to the last second. I don't understand it, and I think that's really where our downfall has been this season. That's why we're in fifth and not in like second or third, is because of the late points we've given up.
Yeah, and like it is I think unique to this year. That like if anything, I think a strength of Brian Schmetzer coach teams since he's been the coach of this team is like being very lockdown disciplined in those moments and being good at seeing out leads.
Agreed. So we'll see if they can just get their discipline in at the end of the game. We're not going to get well. Okay, I'm not going to make any guarantees, of course, but I don't really see us just getting absolutely manhandled and dominated and blown out in the playoffs. We're going to be in the game. The question is, can we find that moment where we have the brilliance and can take advantage of them? And can we avoid a dumb mistake that costs us the game or blows the lead and takes us into extras, Yeah. So that's just where we're going to be. I think that fifth place is disappointing, but I think it's appropriate based off of our mistakes. But I also, I think that I'm not afraid to go up against 1 through 4. And, San Diego's never been in the playoffs. We saw what happened with St. Louis when they first went in. New team. You saw what happened to us way back in 2009. So, new teams that enter the playoffs, no matter how good their season goes, they tend to struggle in the playoffs because it's a new environment they're not used to. So
it's a good point about San Diego. Yeah. I had that thought too. It's like they've had an incredible year, but like if you've never been in games like this, it honestly does put you behind the 8 ball compared to a team like Seattle that's been grinding these games for years.
And Vancouver's very good, but again, they're not a team that I'm afraid to face. I mean, the odds aren't necessarily in our favor. It's not like I'm saying, we're going to beat them, but I'm not afraid of them. So I think the test is wide open. It really is. So anyway, that's all I had today.
All right. Yeah, you cut out a little bit at the end there, but I think I heard most of it. But thanks for the call, Max. Appreciate you as always, man. Thanks for bringing us home, and we'll talk to you on decision day, hopefully.
Heck yeah. Talk to you later.
Take care. All right, chat. That's going to do it for me tonight. I'm going to hit these. We got a couple super chats from earlier that I forgot to hit, so I'm going to hit them at the end here. For Stick and Wiggle and DJ. Sorry, I missed these when they got first sent, but I'll hit them right now. Stick and Wiggle, thanks for the 5. John Bell did a job, one of his best games. I think he's been like putting it in all season when he's been called on. Is he an elite MLS player? No, but like if you need someone to sub in a pinch at left back or CB, he's been a great option. J Bell has performed a valuable service to the team this year in situations like this. And honestly, we had the conversation with Moose. I think J Bell is probably going to have interest like from other teams that might want to pay him more than Seattle's paying him because utility guys like that are pretty valuable. And DJ with the 5, thank you, DJ. Appreciate you. What was with De La Vega playing right wing tonight? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I mean, he was listed on the left, but he was floating around a little bit. I think he kind of maybe, I don't know. I'd have to like rewatch and see. Like, but I feel like he has license to float around a little bit. And maybe that's what was going on. He was just, remember how Nico Ladero used to just kind of, he's listed as the 10, but he plays the 10 and both wings at the same time. Maybe it was like those vibes. All right. I'm calling it right there. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe. Like the video. There's still 62 of you in here. All 62 of you. Like the video. Sub to the channel if you have not done so already. And we'll be back at it next week. Kickoff with Nico Monday morning, 8 a.m. as always. And then we'll keep it rolling. We got Under the Lights. Then it's decision day. We're the decision day. Big day. Regular season over. It's kind of crazy. Like, this was the last regular season home game of the year. It's kind of sad. But more games to come. Decision day. Then it's the playoffs, baby. So the content grind, it doesn't stop. I'll see you guys all on Monday morning, bright and early for kickoff. Love you guys. Night. Peace.
Some people come to Lumen Field for the tactics, for the soccer, the atmosphere. And some come for Paul Rothrock's hair. Me personally, I come for both, because I have agendas to push. Live soccer isn't just better, it's way more personal. From making friends to becoming the guy in your section that's just constantly yelling about advanced statistics. Get tickets to any Sounders match by visiting lobbingscorchers.com/tickets. You support the pod, our agendas, the vibes, and the chaos.